I'm Merit Maxim, Vice President and Research Director at Forrester Research, where I lead a team of analysts who cover, among other things, identity and access management, and I manage and drive the research agenda and work with clients on those topics. There is still a level of, I wouldn't call it ignorance, or I'd say misconceptions or misunderstandings about what zero trust is, and that's generally the farther you get away from the IT organization, the bigger those misconceptions become. So an executive will read about it in a newspaper, and then they'll want to know more about what it is. And so I think that's, and we had that initial question around kind of misconceptions. I think that's one of the bigger issues around just explaining that. As I said, zero trust it's a mindset, it's an architectural construct. It is not a product that you just kind of set it and forget it. That there is an effort required to actually make it work, and that it involves lots of components to your business. So I think that's and it's not an overnight sensation. That this is something that is going to take a period of time to fully realize, and you may never complete your zero trust story. It may always be continuously evolving based on how your organization. Maybe you're making mergers, you're divesting businesses, you're making changes, and that may require things along the way. But I think that's understanding really what the core principles of zero trust are around, verify explicitly, don't trust anything, all those kind of underlying principles are, and understand what those are, and then what those actually mean to your business and how you interact with your customers. I think that's really important. Unfortunately, the market will continue to be, at times overwhelmed with the zero trust message and potential misappropriation of zero trust, and so you have to kind of wade through that. But I think helping to continue to have a consistent definition of zero trust and continue to articulate that so people understand what it is, that's going to be very helpful, particularly for the non-IT folks, who are the ones that are most likely to get potentially confused or misguided by the zero trust concepts based on what they hear or read elsewhere. One level is some of your zero trust solution providers may in fact only be cloud-based. So if you are, basically say that a security tool must reside on-prem, zero trust may be somewhat of a problem for you. So there's that kind of one practical level, that many of the zero trust vendors that have emerged in the last decade are SaaS-centric kind of cloud-first companies. So there's certainly that consideration. Now they may be able to support private cloud or other things that may still meet your requirements, but certainly that's one requirement. And I think the other thing for those companies that say are more heavily on-prem, I think the open question would be, are heavily on-prem today? Are they going to be heavily on-prem 2 years from now, or are they already on a cloud migration journey? If they're already on a cloud migration journey, that's good. Zero trust can fit in well with that. And in many ways, that's ideal, because zero trust can become the basis for how you actually do your cloud workloads, how you do cloud data to ensure it's meeting requirements. If your move to the cloud is more slow or deliberate or maybe non-existent, you can still meet zero trust principles if you're not in the cloud, but certainly some of the things like around workloads and stuff would not apply. But I think most companies are if they haven't moved aggressively to the cloud, they are in the process of doing that. And so invariably, if that is in fact, you need to take that look through that lens as part of your plan. But if cloud, even if it's not cloud, is part of your plan today, but it will be in the future, you need to build your zero trust roadmap through that lens, with an understanding of we don't need to think about zero trust today, but what zero trust will look like 2 years from now, and what will our organization look like in 2 years from now. And that applies even for those companies that are already heavily in the cloud, is understanding what the future state will look like. Are you going to consolidate suppliers? Are you going to consolidate workloads, or is a proliferation only going to persist? Having some general sense of what that might look like also becomes a key thing upon which to kind of drive and direct your cloud strategy and your zero trust strategy going forward.
Please subscribe and check out more content from us.